Hi. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the Victorinox knives. I'll start. I got a set of four. Came with a bread knife, chef knives, 8 inch, a utility knife of some sort, um, and of course a paring knife. This is a Vibrox, I assume, handle, if I pronounce that correctly. Um, It feels good. It doesn't feel as good in the hand as my Dial Strong, but this is not for me. Um, these are tools, and for a person the people who are serious about cooking and intend to advance and become professional chefs and cooks, work in that industry. Um, I bought this set because it came for like $100 on Amazon. There are other stores on there, but this was just easier to get it this way. And it my niece wants to be a chef one day, so I figure it's a good starter kit. It's $99 for four knives. Uh, it will allow her to master using these, and she can transition into the professional field with these knives, and not really. I will still be taken seriously enough because they're professional grade knives, and they're all NSF approved. They're similar to Dexter knives, but well, my research online, the Victorinox came highly recommended when compared to some of the more exotic knives. They seem to work a little bit. They seem to keep up, and for the price point, is great. If she becomes a professional chef, and decide to try some of the other knives, she can, and probably or graduate from using these knives. But if she chooses not to go into the field of being a chef or the cooking, hospitality business, it wouldn't be much of a loss for me. It's just an investment into her interest at this time. Um, so a little bit about the knives. This bread knife is very sharp. It comes in a little plastic thing, storage. So I'll have to buy for the whole thing a little carrying case that can handle these knives, because these knives are really sharp, very sharp. Um, Bread knife is really sharp, so I don't really use bread anymore, so it's not important to me so much. But it's a tool, one of the basic tools that a chef needs. This utility knife, to me, is the sharpest of all four knives that came in this set. It's even sharper than the chef knife. Um, I don't know why it's that way, but it clearly feels a lot sharper. There's no comparison between this knife and the others. It's just sharper. And I thought the other was super sharp, and this one is much sharper than that. That's saying something. Now, of course, a chef knife is a basic knife, 8-inch knife. It's also sharp, but it doesn't feel as sharp or as intimidating as that utility knife. That utility knife is really sharp. But this is sharp too, very sharp. So maybe it has something to do with the size of the knife and the purpose of the knife. That's why there's a slight difference in sharpness. But um, and the weight is good. It's nice and thick and tapers down. Um, I can't remember the edge bevel on this. When in my research, it wasn't like 15 degrees. I think it's a little higher than that. So, but again, compared to some of the other knives out there, this one came in highly recommended. And of course, this knife. This is the paring knife. It's sharp, but to me, it's the dullest of the four knives that came with this kit. Um, but it's still sharp. It's probably a different cut on the blade itself. Um, I will not be using these knives. Probably won't do a review on them as far as how they work. They seem meant to work just like any other knife that I've used. They're a little bit heavier than my than the Dexters that I've used. It's this one. The level point is like right somewhere right there on the handle that you can't really get, but the concave here gives it a really good, if you're gonna do a pinch grip, it seems to give a good feel for that. Kind of like the Ken Onion knives, they have that little concave thing there on their knives for a pinch grip. They seem a lot more sturdier than my Dexter knives. The Dexter knife is also a professional grade knife with NSF rating as well, but these feel a little more sturdy, more durable, like heavy. Has a little more weight to it, weight to the knife. So hopefully this information helped. I guess the tip to take from this is if you're going to be a chef or a cook working in the hospitality industry and you're on a budget, you're young, you're now getting off to your feet, based on all the research I've seen online and I've from reviews I've read, videos posted on YouTube, these knives will work great for school and for transitioning into the professional market, where industry where you actually work and make your money using these tools. And later on, you may want to try some of the more exotic knives, but and then you will decide if it's worth the extra money. I've messed around with some of the shun knives in the store, and they are crazy sharp. Those knives are beyond my skills, and beyond what I would use them for. But they seem to be on par. These are also crazy sharp, and they seem to be on par with the shuns. So you may not need to buy anything else and stay economical and still create great food, because in my opinion, people who are talented at doing what they do, cooking, that's what they're good at, it doesn't matter what knife they use, their work's going to be incredible. Naturally, we want professional grade tools to make perfect creations, but as far as these cutting tools goes, and when compared to my industry, which is construction, it's not necessarily the brand that makes a good tool. Sometimes you're gonna get a cheap brand that makes a tool that you need for the work that you need to get done. And that's how I look at these tools, just as tools. I won't go out and buy a super expensive drill just to say I have it, if I could do the same work with a much cheaper drill that will last just as long or even longer. So hopefully this helps. Like the video if you like, subscribe, and look for other videos, but I won't be doing another video in retrospect to this Victorinox knife, probably for years to come, after observing my niece with what she does with it. Alright, so you all have a good day.